think it
sort
was
of replicating that. Yeah.
really nice to actually have a few teachers here this weekend to take the pressure off all of you guys as well, to actually have some people doing different sessions was really nice, and to look at the different teaching techniques from all of you as well, and the fact you were all sort of jumping in and helping out each other made it really good, and just knowing that there was a few people about looking around at all this sort of encouraging as well was great, sort of in the obstacle course section, to know that there was a fair bit of support there, not just one or two.
Yep.
So definitely good.
I'd be happy for any of those guys to be instructing the group of scouts or...
Definitely, yeah. Sure.
My recommendation is making sure you have two, so that you've got that open communication.
Yeah, I think it's definitely
Yeah.
there twos and
I think if you're going popping down to a scout group, you're just turning around locally, just some basic skill stuff for around the D1.
yeah, cause it's like, cause then you can have leaders.
Going off on trails here, definitely, but if you're just taking the obstacle courses down and just doing a few laps around like the scout, or probably do it alone.
Yeah, and that's where you can also bring in the leaders as well. So, for example, the person who's at the end who's got a first aid kit and a radio doesn't necessarily need to, could be the leader following up the group. If you've got a small group, you're at the front, but you certainly want the person at the front taking out the trailer to make things someone who's the most, who's at least more skilled than all.
Yeah.
I've been teaching 15 years, so I always find it better to team teach when I can, because people teach differently and kids will react differently. So in my sort of thing, I would suggest at least two people. Kids, they operate.
Yeah, I agree.
The trick with having your most experienced person at the front is that they know how to ride it all.
Yeah.
And they're not giving any feedback to anyone behind. And you, like, I can ride the track quicker than any venturer.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, they're back there.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to keep that in mind that they're always,
Because you might do a step up and then every single kid stops at it.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't see that, because you've gone over and you're down the other side. It's a balance. You don't want them riding off as fast as they can, but
Yeah, and it's not necessarily them, but it needs to be someone who's got a higher level of
yes.
But what was mentioned earlier about following someone behind them and giving that feedback, like Jamie did that earlier today. I know you guys only heard the end comments and laughed at it, but it was actually quite useful. Sort of like walking through corners, and I know you've done it on a couple of occasions as well, and I found that really useful.
Jamie did it for me
I had
as well.
a couple of venturers actually said that to me in Alice Springs. We're just riding along like a rail trail kind of thing, but you give them some pointers, and actually that was really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's while you're riding. That's what's the best thing.
And
Because
that
you're
is
right
the
there in that
bonus,
moment, so you can process it there, and then you don't have to try and
but I
remember
can
it
ride
for 10,
next to
15 minutes
Yeah.
later as well.
Yeah.
And that's the bonus of having experienced riders at the front and the back. You've got someone always there that's just watching what's going on.
I think the way I was doing was actually stopping and doing coaching on the side.
I think that's what you've got to do with a group. You've got to find the spot you want to coach them through, find that spot, and then just stand there as they go through and call after them. We were doing that last time with the berms and that worked with the other guys from South Australia. They were just sort of standing there calling us through them and giving us criticism as we did it.
Yeah,
That
and
worked really well.
We did that with the rock garden yesterday. We stayed, like Jamie, I think, was standing on the side there. Yeah.
But even if you got them going around the obstacles, you're doing that sort of thing, and it works.
Yeah.
They do learn from it.
Alright, so the main things now, so we've got the workbooks for people. For everyone, like Jimmy said, it's the important thing of having a logbook for activities from now on, and also just recording whether it's just riding or also helping to lead a group. And then for all the people who are doing the guide one, it's around, we'll get Trav to send the template out, but using that template to do the plan for a trip.
I'll just check out what in my folder from the last 7 straight things. We've got a whole bunch of paper. I might go through that again.
Okay. Well, Trav's got an electronic version now.
The reason was to make it electronic, so then we go through it in
And so for all the level, we'll send that out to everyone, because for the level 2, that's the second part of that, is also to plan a ride. So that could be something with the venture unit, it could be a trip for the rest of the team, or it could be an outside event as well, or it could be just with a bunch of guys.
For us, level 1 and 2, does that have to be assessed, or can we just run that and report report back?
So the part that needs to be is the actual planning
So we
part.
can just give you all that.
Yeah.
So here it
So it
is.
needs to all go together. So that's for the level 2. It's around
Planning.
like it would still be good to do the event and collect some evidence, some photos and that
Oh,
sort of
sure,
stuff.
but you don't necessarily have to be there.
We don't have to be there, no. So the important part is actually the planning,
And the follow-up.
and the review at the end of course, how it went and any learnings. And then moving into the guide stuff. Then what you need to do is you then need to get assessed actually guiding, which is what we've been collecting the evidence for ourselves this weekend. And so that could be stuff that you collect along, through that and through a couple of other things. But you do need to then just actually be assessed. The instructional sort of part of that as well.
Have you got the assessment sheets?
No, Simon's doing the assessment stuff.
Is there a logbook template that we can fill out? Or?
Well, John was meant to send us one, but John just haven't got a template. So do you have a logbook?
Well, does any other
in
special
your-
activities group have a
in your
template?
team?
Well, there's a couple of them. There's an online one which is general on the as on the Scouts website. There's an online one. It's very general. It's very basic. It doesn't have for my purposes. It doesn't have a lot of detail like the size of the group or the difficulty of what you're doing in sections. So I have an Excel spreadsheet format, and I have the day, the place, the number of people, the level of the difficulty, with black diamond or yellow or red or green, and then I'll have how many hours, whether it was a day or it was 2 days, and then
So it's just
it's just and then
a few basic details on the page.
and I'll have the names. If generally I put the names of the people that are doing it with me, if it's my personal vlog, or I'll put number of people there if it was instructing or guiding a group, and then I'll put in there also some little things like from our talk we've had today, like some key points that were worthy of making a note of. Like, whether you achieved something that you hadn't done before, like, the log up, or the step down or the step ups, or you got a better line and you made a comment that just so that it shows that and you can tell other people about your logbook. So if someone wants to do a ride and they want to do the one you've done, you can, I did that, and when you read your logbook, when you get to this point, there's take the right hand line to get up, or take the left hand line to get up. It's just a few things like that you can add in your comments of your logbook, which make it valuable for other people as a reference.
Stay right.
Yours should have stayed right.
Did anyone have any other questions or comments?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Good experience.
Yeah.